Okay, uh, had a little delay there. Had to go get my code. Hi everybody, Carl here. Hope this is coming through okay. Want to do something a little bit different. I I've been looking at this weather thing, and I thought, maybe it'd be kind of fun to kind of show everybody what's going on. Our broadcasters, they have their deals that they show us and everything. And I thought, well, maybe if, because it looks like a pretty good storm, we haven't had one in a while. I thought maybe I'd show a couple of the computer models and kind of give you an idea of what's happening. And besides, I wanted to announce that I'm going to do another stream tonight. And I'm using this program. This program that I'm using here right now is called OBS Studio. And it's a pretty good instrument for doing this stuff. So I thought, all right, cool. And I thought this would be a good trial for it. And I've got some things set up, some scenes set up, so I can kick it and show you guys. Now I can't answer. I don't have a thing I can type on the chat, so I have to kind of if I see a question and it's kind of hard to actually read it. I'm trying to see. George is there. Hi George, how you doing? Uh, like I said, I'm going to try my best to answer, but the the print's really small, and like I said, I can't type, so I'm going to try to do my best here. But and one quick thing, and at the end here, I'll explain what I'm going to do with the stream this evening. I'm going to do a stream on my airplane that I built back in 2000, my Pete Paul Air Camper. But let's get back to the deal at hand. Okay, we got this storm that's been moving through the country, and it's pretty powerful. It came out of the Pacific onto the west coast, and it really gave them a lot of rain. A lot of rain. They've had rain crazy anyway, and a lot of wind. And It's been dumping a ton of snow because when it came in, it brought moisture with it. So it's been dumping snow on the higher elevations in the mountains and stuff. And what I'm going to do here is let me kick over. Now I won't be able to see the chat window while this stuff is up. When the maps are up, I cannot even see the chat window. I can see. I think Don's on here. Hi Don. Uh, and let me kick over to the first map. Now one cool thing about this is, and I think that YouTube will turn it into a regular video when it's all over. I'm not really sure, because like I said, this is all kind of new. But let me kick over our first computer model. Now this is off of the GFS, which is the forecasting bureau in the United States, and there is also Canadian, uh, you know, services, and then there's even the European one that do the European models. But this one's United States, and if you notice here, now this is a little bit in the future. This is at 0 Zulu, which is 12 a.m. Zulu or Greenwich Mean Time, which is also 7 p.m. in the evening. Now, this is 12 a.m. Saturday, 7 p.m. here. This is still Friday, and and if you notice, that storm that's moving this way right now, we can look at this and we see that the low is going to be right in on the border between Oklahoma and Texas, and you can see it's already picking up moisture, and we can also see where the freeze line is, and the freeze line on these models is normally the 540 line. Use anything north of the 540, it will have freezing precipitation. Anything to the south is above freezing and will be normally rain in it. But when we look at this low, we see several things. First of all, uh, you can already see it's starting to pick up uh, moisture right at the edge of the Gulf there, like in the southern area of Texas. You can see the precipitate or the moisture is starting to come up, and we look at these lines on here. Now those are gradient pressure lines. They're the lines that kind of, one area of pressure, another area of pressure. And we see that high area that's way up there, right on the U.S. Canadian border, directly north of it. That high pressure area is falling into lower pressure. And let me real quick, I'm going to show you something here. Okay, I want you to think about this. Okay, this is a level plane. Okay, and let's put some lines on it. We'll put like a line here, 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 and here. And let's say that maybe instead of air, it's just water. But, okay, now everything's flat. And, but now if we raise it, now this is a higher area, this is a lower area. Things that are up here, the water is going to run this way. And if the angle is shallow, it's going to run slow and it won't be a lot of pressure. The lines get a little bit closer. If you was to like take a picture with those lines and start turning it, eventually, because it gets shorter and shorter as you turn it, those lines get closer. Now let's tilt it a little bit more. Now the lines are even closer, and the water is running faster now, and there's more pressure behind it. Turn it even more, and it gets even greater. That's what's happening with our atmosphere. There's high pressure, low pressure, and it's pushing that way, and that's creating that wind. So let me bang back here. So when we see the lines real close together, that means that that slope is really, there's a great difference. And that's where we get our wind. So anytime you see those lines like that, there's wind in that area. Okay, now let's see which one. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to look, and we've got, this is 18 Zulu or 6 p.m. Zulu, Saturday, and we take that 5 hours off, and we have 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now let's look and see what's happening. First of all, look at the lines. There's a lot of wind going on. North of the 540 freezing line, the winds are really strong. We're getting a buildup of heavy precipitation, which would be in the form of snow. And near the line, it could be freezing rain. Below that, we can see how that low pressure, because it's spinning, is still sucking up more moisture from the Gulf. It's still coming up and feeding into that counterclockwise spinning low area. And here's something else that's kind of interesting to see. Because they keep saying that there's going to be followed by some really cold Arctic wind. Well, if we look to the northwest of this storm, up to the left and a little bit up above, we see that high up in Canada. And see how those lines are like pushing down? They're coming down and they're scooping down and they're going down and down. That's cold air that's being drawn behind this storm, because that's low, that up there is high, and that's turning clockwise up there. The high pressure is turning clockwise, grabbing all that cold air, swinging around, and then it's hitting that area where it's dropping down. So when it's dropping down behind this storm, so this is the cold air that's going to come in behind this here. Now I got one more I wanted to show you. Now we're at 0300 Zulu or 3 a.m. Zulu, and this would be 3 a.m. Sunday. Okay, but we're still at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday, and Look what's happened. We still have a lot of in the Ohio Valley. There's still a lot going on. Excuse me. There's still a lot going on. There's still a lot of freezing above the 540 line. Look at all the rain that's been drawn, and it's drawing it. Look, it's drawing it through Florida into Georgia, the Carolinas, all the way up the coast, and then it's winding up into the Northeast. And even though it's not a nor'easter, it's almost, you might as well say it's just like a nor'easter, because once it comes out, now it's looping up, and it's hitting in really hard, right in where New York. You've got all your New England states up there, all the way up into Maine. I mean, look, even up into Maine, rolling around into Canada. That storm is like just turning and twisting. So I thought this would just be it'd be interesting for us to like just kind of take a quick look at this. And let's see. Let's see if I can get back to this now. And like I said, I'm kind of like a I'm not weather crazy nut, but I it does draw my interest. And like I said, I've been flying since I was a kid. I was always interested in the weather, and if you're going to be a pilot and fly around, you have to be aware of the weather all the time. And back, when I was young, we didn't have the computers and that. Heck, I would have, if I was going to make a flight, I would have to call Cleveland, and they would give you like a abbreviated rundown. You'd have to write down all this stuff and know everything was, and it was nuts. But so when the computers came out, you could like just go to a site and look at it and go, wow, this is great. So I've always thought this was pretty interesting. And like I said, sometime tonight, I'm not really sure, but I want to. I want to do another live broadcast, and I want to do a thing on my Pete and Paul aircraft. Like I said, some people might be interested, some not, and but I thought it'd be fun. And using this program, this OBS Studio, it's a lot. It's kind of fun too. Thing is, you have to do your homework. You have to do your prep work for it. But and I hope that it's sounding okay. I That's why I got the headset on. I'm using the microphone that's hooked to this. It's a pretty good mic, and I didn't want to, the lapel stuff. This is just so much easier. Yeah, I'm not trying to be lazy, but I'm kind of being lazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I Like I said, and this will probably, by next Tuesday or next Wednesday, this is all going to be past history. I don't even know if it'll be any interest to anybody. So, but it was a good way for me to kind of pre-announce what I'm going to do tonight, and work on this a little bit. See if it's working good. So you guys take care. I appreciate so much stopping by and watching, and, and I'll be seeing you all real soon. Goodbye now.